Hey, my name is Matt Storr and I repair saxophones for a living, and the video you're about to watch requires a little bit of context. Not as much context as the other video I made at the Babbitt factory, but a bit at least. So I was on a road trip with my family. I was not prepared to get to take a tour of the Babbitt factory. I had my backup phone with me, which is how I make videos, and it's not as good quality, not as good audio, all that sort of stuff. But I really wanted to take pictures and video. I was allowed to. I was being shown everything. It was awesome, and I wanted to share some of that stuff with you guys. I am eventually going to go back. I really, really want to go back and actually document. I want to visit both the Babbitt factory and Conn-Selmer again, if I'm allowed, and take better quality stuff to share. But in the meantime, I figured this is better than nothing, right? So what you're about to see is the process where they actually mold rubber into a mouthpiece. Where it is not yet the part where they bake that and then make it into hard rubber. But in order to understand what you're seeing, he talks about a core, right? And if you look at the molds, you'll see what is basically the inside shape of the mouthpiece. That's the core. The mold is the external piece, right? So the core is on the inside, the rubber gets wrapped around the core, and then that gets pressed into a mold. And the owner of Babbitt, Steve Rorie, is going to be explaining what's going on this entire time. And I'm actually going to put a little tiny video at the end that is just a picture of the pressing down on the mold. What you don't see is these big, like, pressure vessels in the back that once the, mouthpieces are made, they're still very soft. You can see me squeeze them in the video. Once they're made, they get baked, eburnated, to turned into hard rubber, right? So there's basically two ways to make mouthpieces. One is the one you're about to see, where you take rubber, you make it into a mouthpiece, and then you bake it to make it hard. Or you take hard rubber rod and you machine it, right? So the way you're seeing right now is the former, where they make it and it's soft and then they bake it. The other way is you've got rubber and you bake it in a rod and then you machine it. So also at the very end, I'll append a little video that shows them embossing the logo. This is just a Yamaha mouthpiece, but you'll see them embossing a logo at the end. But super cool process to be able to see. Huge thank you to Steve Rorie at Babbitt. Relatively recent new ownership there, about 4 years ago, and it was really, really awesome to be able to see. So I hope you guys enjoy this and find it helpful, useful, and informative. Here we go.
Okay, it starts out with, first of all, rubber, and we do our own milling of our rubber. We actually do our own mixing of rubber dust, so we control the compounding part of the whole rubber process. And then we mill it, and I'll show you the mill in a minute, but once it's milled, we then cut the milled rubber into these squares. And then once we have them cut out like that, we then wrap those squares around a core. And Thomas is actually relieving it. That's the core in his hand right now. There you go. That's the core. And we take the rubber and we wrap that rubber around the core, put it in the mold, and then close the mold up. And then that's what he's going to slide right back into the compression molding machine. Walk around this side if you want to get a better angle at him. There you go.
That's so awesome.
Wrapping the rubber around the core.
So when it comes out after being pressed like that, it's still somewhat flexible.
It is. It's not vulcanized yet. Hand me one that's not going to burn my fingers, Thomas. They like to play that joke once in a while. Hand me one that's so hot I can't hold it. But this one, as you can see, is still spongy.
Yeah.
It's still soft.
Oh, that's so cool.
They wouldn't intentionally burn you. Yeah, right. There you go, buddy. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Combination of heat and pressure for about 18 minutes.